Thank you, Scott. 6:25 now on your Wednesday morning. Our guest this morning is Benita Phillips. She is the president of the Western Colorado Congress of Mesa County. Appreciate you joining us this early in the morning.
Thank you.
And really kind of just wanted to find out what are some of the major issues that the Western Colorado Congress of Mesa County is focusing on for our county. We have a lot of issues sort of looming out there that are really pretty critical to our future when you look at water issues, when you look at drilling issues.
Well, Mesa County actually has a big test for the future. We are trying to look, Western Colorado Congress of Mesa County is trying to look at it from a 360-degree view, and with the core of that being the health and safety of the people who live in the county. And so water, of course, is an important aspect, air, land. Especially let's take the land, for example. 80% of the grapes grown in here are used for wine making. This is the winemaking area of the state of Colorado. That's jobs.
Right.
Okay, well, let's look at air. We already know that we have a problem with air in terms of the dust that's coming our way.
Right.
We're finding that a lot of the dust that's coming out of Utah has some radioactivity in it. We also have a burning situation every spring that sends so many of our elderly with COPD and our children with asthma to the hospital. We have inversions. Water, of course, is the biggest thing now, and because of our snowpack being so low this winter, we're reminded how important that particular resource really is, because without clean water there is no health for the people who live here.
And of course you're speaking as an RN. That's your background, your personal background.
Right.
As a nurse for a lot of years, and also someone whose husband is a chemical engineer.
Yes.
Who you spent a lot of time in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, we actually raised our children over there. So it was a very interesting thing.
And you were able to also see the impact of a lot of workers in...
Well, I actually worked in the clinic, and that was very interesting because we would get the workers in that were exposed to different things, and of course we were aware of what they were being exposed to, so we knew how to treat them. And even with the new rules that the COGCC has put into place, in an emergency situation, there is no way to know what those proprietary chemicals are. And Dr. Urbina, who's on the COGCC, I tried to approach him and ask him why he let such a loose statement go through in terms of emergency, because we already have several incidences where people have been either morbidly or mortally exposed to proprietary chemicals. And it's usually an allergic reaction that they're having. And that's a long-term issue. And if you don't know what you're being exposed to, how can anybody treat you 20 years from now?
Okay, and very quickly, you attended a meeting the other day that the Mesa County Commissioners held. They had issued a statement to the BLM, a resolution which is basically wanting to continue to expand the area for drilling, whereas the BLM has wanted to limit it to about 400,000 acres. And why is it that you attended that meeting? What were the points that you wanted to make?
Well, this is a different thing. This is not just drilling and fracking that this meeting was about. This was a resolution that was put together by 11 county commissioners, 4 of which were here in Colorado, and they did it in secret. And it was regarding oil shale. And oil shale is just an experimental, it's an experimental wish. We don't need to be developing oil shale. The only way to develop oil shale right now is, and Commissioner Mesa was talking about what was happening in Estonia. Estonia is actually mining this stuff out, and they're using tremendous amounts of their groundwater, and then they retort it, which means they heat it up, and so they're releasing all this carbon into the air. They have the highest rate of asthma in children. They have an increasing rate of lung cancer in that area. They have, of course, had some good come from that because it has supported their development, but it is highly subsidized. And I think that that's the only, right now we know that if they were if we were to develop oil shale, that would be another government subsidy come out of the taxpayers' pockets. And we don't need this right now. Right now, our royalties are at the lowest rate of any country in the whole world. So we give these companies subsidies, then we turn around and we sell the leases for practically nothing. And then on top of that, we help them by subsidizing the building of pipelines, and then all that's exported, and the United States doesn't get any of that.
And I'm sure if people would like to find out more, that they can contact the Western Colorado Congress of Mesa County.
They certainly can.
Okay, Benita, I appreciate you joining us
Nice
this
to
morning
meet you.
very much.
Thank you.
And we'll be back with more right after this.